Test. Good morning, everybody. We are here today with another new deck that I trophied with off stream. The last time this happened, I trophied off stream with the new deck that was with the Shape a New Portals of Phyrexia deck that didn't go that well on stream, but I have higher hopes for today. So this is Aether Vial Elementals, a deck that has existed in Modern for a little while and is honestly like a little overlooked in the format. Okay, hard pause. A chest, our hardworking friend, has written a cold open for me that I'm going to pause this deck to read. What's up, all you winter spikelings? It's me, your one and only friend, the only e-boy brave enough to register Lightning Skelemental at a Modern League, Aspiring Spike. Welcome to White Typhoon, and prepare to be amazed as I flicker and recommission value creatures for multiple wins. Yeah, at least 2 wins today. I guarantee. The question today isn't will we trophy, but rather how many trophies will we get. My bet's on 3, but you have to stay tuned to find out and support the stream with a sub, comment, like, follow, etc. Thank you, Chess. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I bet unique. I bet. Okay, so this is Aether Vial Elementals, a deck that has existed in Modern for a little while and has kind of fallen off lately. I will say that when I was playing the deck yesterday, I totally just forgot how crazy powerful this deck can be. It can snowball completely out of control, and I actually think the Recommission is a huge upgrade to the deck for a few different reasons. So let's start with the main idea behind the deck. The first thing that got me to work on this archetype is not exactly the same thing that has me currently excited for it, but the big idea was if you recommission a Thunderkin Awakener, then you can Thunderkin Awakener return Fulminator Mage every single turn. Additionally, you can just recommission your Fulminator Mage, and so this gives the Elementals deck this kind of game plan that allows them to return Fulminator Mage every single turn and you know, interact with your opponent's mana. And I think that lets the deck attack from a really important angle, where in the past this Elementals deck was really good at killing opposing creatures with, you know, Fury, Solitude, but it wasn't actually very good at interacting with decks that didn't play creatures. And so, you know, decks like Control, Big Mana, Combo, you just didn't have like meaningful interaction against them. And so all these Fulminator Mages in the main deck help with that gameplay. You have access to Lightning Skelemental too. I'm playing 1 Skelemental as a 2 to target, but I think with our mana restrictions, you can't really play more than 1 copy. Another thing that's very interesting about Recommission, especially when you compare it to Unearth, is that it's a white card. And that might not sound that important for a 5-color deck, but it is. Where the Elementals themselves are relatively easy to fix the mana for, with cards like Secluded Courtyard, Cavern of Souls, Unclaimed Territory, Reflecting Pool. We'll talk a little bit more about Reflecting Pool. But for these non-creature spells, it's very weird, because you can either play a fetch shock mana base and have a super painful, somewhat inconsistent mana base that will function, but it'll be very painful, and it'll like maybe even be less consistent. It'd be a lot less consistent than just like this 5-color stuff. Or you could just play like no non-creature spells is kind of like how it's been in the past. But I think if you build a deck like this, where all of your non-creature spells are white, so you have Ephemerate and Recommission instead of theoretically Ephemerate Unearth, you just have all white fixing lands, and then you have like I have 10 of like the tribal lands, and then I have 1 Reflecting Pool. What's cool about Reflecting Pool is if you draw a tribal land and Reflecting Pool, then you can cast Ephemerate or Recommission, and also, you know, mana fix for your other spells. And so I think that's kind of, I think the first copy of Reflecting Pool is kind of good. And so the fact that this is white instead of, you know, a different color is really important, just to have like this Ephemerate, Recommission, Solitude sort of. I don't know if package is the right word, but it lets the mana work pretty smoothly. We have 1 Sacred Foundry, 1 Plains, mostly for Beseiju targets. I think that having access to some number of those is important. Yes, Reflecting Pool can tap for a normal type of mana with a cavern or anything. It taps for normal mana with all 5 colors with one of these at play. Let me see. So there's a few other things I wanted to get to, but that was like the main theory. And honestly, like, this deck is just like built around Risen Reef, putting Risen Reef into play, snowballing. And so Recommission is like while yes, like the return Fulminator thing is very cool with Recommission, and you get to loop through the loops and whatever. Just being able to like just buy back your Risen Reef is just good. It's just very good, and then this lets you be very in on the reefs. You have 4 reefs, 4 ways to tutor them, 4 ways to flicker them, 4 recommissions, and then you just get to snowball more consistently. Additionally, you can do the Thunderkin Awakener Fulminator Mage loop with Kaheera as well. Kaheera is actually a really good companion in this deck, where this buffs this power, then you return the Fulminator Mage, and with Aether Vial, that's like a bit easier to do quickly as well. We have all elementals in the sideboard. Orvar is a shapeshifter. You can keep Kaheera post board. Orvar for creativity. Fury, Foundation Breaker, Endurance, Wispmare, just various interactive elementals post board. Thoughts of Omnath, Locust the Roar? I think Omnath sucks. Is my current evaluation. Omnath is like way worse than Fury and Solitude. I do not like that card. A lot of options. Again, this is an early draft. I trophied with the deck last night. Made a couple changes, mostly to the sideboard. Changed. I got 1 Razorverge Thicket for the 3rd Horizon Canopy, and then I cut the Force of Vigors for the Wispmares and the Foundation Breaker and the Ingot Chewer. Yeah. We were also talking about the Teamer Omnath. I think that card is also weak. Did not like that card. I think it's just like a worse removal spell than the Pitch Elementals, and it can be a bit win more as well. Alright, let's get this voice down. I'm not sure if I want to... I want to get a Risen Reef. But then I'm not doing anything else next turn, really. Okay, I'll definitely vial this in so I can kill this with the Thunderkin Awakener. I think I do have to get the Reef. Despite me missing a land, I do have the Vial. Now something meaningful to play here. Is Aether Vial in a good position now since the Prismatic Ending has dropped out of favor? I mean, that's a little bit of a part of it, but it's like... The reality with Aether Vial is like Merfolk and Goblins have been good decks in Modern for a long time. They've just been like not that popular, in my opinion. I guess I should have Vialed in so I could hold up Ephemerate here. But yeah, in my opinion, Merfolk and Goblins have been good decks that have been unpopular, and in my opinion, those 2 cards have been like very viable for a while now, and let me think here. So I think, as much as I would love to get some Risen Reef value right now, just playing a second voice, vialing in a Fulminator Mage, blowing up an opponent's land, hitting them for 5. It's a pretty good way to slow them down and while providing a lot of meaningful pressure. Nice to have these Orvars in the sideboard for this matchup too, of course. Growth Spiral. Okay, so are they not... They're not creativity. They're escape shifts. Love to draw a Recommission and get back this Awakener. We'll start off here. Solitude, okay. Do we have lethal? We have maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? No, not quite. Alright, they're just backing him. Cool. So they are... See, it looks like Teamer Scapeshift and not creativity. So it's gonna change my sideboard plans. Definitely we're gonna be as in on the Fulminator Mage plan as we can be. I think that a Wispmare for Dryad is probably gonna be fine. We could play 1 or 2 Foundation Breaker. Although, I think maybe it just makes sense to play, like, 0 Solitudes. I mean, they could be on Titan, I suppose. They could be on Titan, so... Maybe we play 3 Solitude, 1 Fury, 1 Wispmare. And just run it back. Okay, very hard to mulligan this hand. This is a kind of quintessential, classic, whatever, Aether Vial hand. Yeah. But, one nice thing about my opponent being teamer based is that there's a really good chance that most of their disruption is going to be like besage you. So if they besage you my Vial, we can at least have some lands we can get. Although we don't actually have a blue land we can get for Risen Reef. Interesting draw. Don't know that really changes much. Trying to think if there's going to be anything I'm going to Harbinger for end of turn. Probably not. But I'll say this yesterday when I was playing this deck, I was just impressed by the archetype in general. I thought it was feeling pretty good. All right, so if they go Rin and 6 ping, we can save the elemental with our Flamekin Harbinger. I think I'm just going to take my draw step this turn. I'd like to draw a blue source and cast a Risen Reef if possible. Not possible. We can Violent a Reef next turn, so I guess we're just going to Violent a Voice now. And then I guess if I was gonna Flamekin Harbinger, I should have already done it. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna just do it now though. Yeah, I can wait on it. I can wait on it, I think. Why not Vial and decline search? I am not one of those players that likes to just like tap Vial at the end of every single opposing turn. It also means if my opponent can somehow deal this with 1 damage, I can't save it with the Harbinger. But like, I think for the most part, just like put this into play and not search. I think that is a little too weak. Let's go ahead and Ephemerate this, because then I can stack the Vial triggers where this ticks up, and I can get value off the rebound anyways. Have I tried the 5-color version with Omnath without Vial? I mean, yeah, I've played the fair versions of this archetype plenty of times. I think that those versions are, you know, since the Yorion ban, they've gotten a lot worse, and they're still somewhat playable, of course, but I'm not nearly as interested in them as I used to be. And this version felt like the Vials felt very, very strong yesterday. Recommission, okay. It's really nice if the Thunderkin Awakener dies, especially. Just going to put that in our hand, and I think we just cast the Awakener. I'm playing a Skelemental. We have a Skelemental in the deck. I usually am not a huge fan of that card, but we have 1 as a tutor target. Seems like 1 Smoke Braider could be relevant. You can't play Smoke Braider in Modern. You can't play 2 mana, 1/1 mana dorks. Okay, so you don't want to put this into the battlefield. You want to be able to play it from hand instead of having it come into play tapped, so you can Flamekin Harbinger here. Trying to think if I think I just get a Solitude, actually. Just as some sort of interaction in case they have something. I don't know what they can really have here, though. Doesn't Spike hate Flamekin Harbinger? I like Flamekin Harbinger. I think Flamekin Harbinger is a good card. It's very good in this deck. How to beat Torpor, but you just fucking don't. You know what I mean? This is not my metagame deck to beat Torpor Orb. We go to 5. Let's go to 5. Okay, not the best 5, not the worst 5. Let's put back maybe Ephemerate Canopy. Yeah, this was not the deck I am choosing to beat Torpor Orb with. Torpor Orb is back to being a relatively uncommon as well. So, not something that's very much on my radar at the moment. Verdant Catacombs. Ooh. I hope they're playing the Storm deck. Hope they're playing the Storm deck. Definitely not a good matchup for Voice of Resurgence. Not a good matchup for Molda 5. Another Utopia Sprawl. I want to see some Aves. Oh, baby. So we can kill Karn with Thunderkin Awakener if potentially this turn. But they're going to have so much mana. Do you think a 1 of Tangled Flowhedron would be worth it so you could tutor a land with the 1-drop Elemental? Not really. Like, see, this is the thing. This is this is something I really want to hammer home into all of your beautiful, beautiful heads, is that Magic players and modern players especially have a tendency to play way too many tutor targets. And you know, whenever you add a tutor target to your deck, this is the question you have to ask. Does adding this tutor target is the diminished power level from this tutor target worth the versatility? Am I gonna be tutoring Tangle Flowhedron often enough that I'm okay drawing this card some amount of the time? And I do not want to draw Tangled Flowhedron. Oh boy, they're gonna making so much mana. I really hope they're playing the A version that we were playing recently. Yeah, kind of. Let me know. They're obviously playing all the same cards so far. And they also said in chat, "Oh, Spike, GLHF." Here's Ballista, 2 mystery cards. But like with this card, you are tutoring Risen Reef or okay, yeah, they're playing Storm of the Festival. You're playing Risen Reef or you're playing or Solitude or Awakener or Skelemental almost all of the time. Yikes. Do they have an untap still? I think they still have an untap. So we're bringing in our Furies, the rest of our Furies. I think the Fulminators are kind of awkward. They do hit Nykthos, obviously, but like not hitting the basic forest is a big problem. I guess the Wispmare and Foundation Breakers are probably solid too. Wait, what did they... They returned Storm the Festival. Sorry, I thought they had flashback. Okay, well... We're in bad shape. Destroy Forest. You can't... That's my point. You can't destroy Forest, because Nykthos is... Or Fulminator only destroys non-basic lands. Okay, I might still play one Fulminator Mage, though. Oh, Flickerwisp seems nuts. Wisp seems so good against their plan. Okay, we're gonna bring in the rest of the Furies. Fury is better than Solitude. I think I may play like 4 Fury, 2 Solitude or something like that. Maybe 4-3. Play at least the Wispmare. I want these Foundation Breakers in also. What they get with Karn? They're gonna get first they're gonna get the Chain Veil, activate Kaheera, Garruk again for tons of mana. Then they have Ballista in their hand that kills me. They have other things with Karn. They have plenty of things like with Karn that kill me there. Okay, can probably cut the 3rd Solitude and maybe 4th Voice. Maybe I'll play 2 Voice, 3 Solitude. Kaheera, actually a companion in this deck. We can keep this. We can keep this. It's pretty bad against Karn, although we can maybe Fury a Karn, but we have Disruption for Arbor Elf and Utopia Sprawl, which is pretty nice. Don't you cut Recommission in decks that don't really interact with us? Yeah, I guess I should be trimming some Recommissions too. I mean, I don't know. This is mono green Devotion. It's not a matchup that's very much on my radar, but yeah, I guess this is a good matchup to be cutting the Recommissions in. What's the next overall record? 6-0 at the moment. Yeah, they are playing Ave. They are playing Ave. So they're playing Storm the Festival in some number. Maybe they'll come into the chat afterwards and tell us what they cut for Storm the Festival. I am not going to Wispmare Oath of Nissa though. Nightmare Tribal. Oh boy, the old Oath of Nissa, no second land. Yeah, that's also my experience playing the mono green Storm deck. I bet their hand's nuts though. I bet their hand's nuts. Thankfully, we're gonna get Risen Reef going. Just naturally drawing land after keeping 1 lander on the play. By the way. There's land number 2. Watch. Yeah, it's very slow as the sunset. This card's legal. For sure. Let's get our Risen Reef trigger here. Ooh. Okay, so here's a little thing. I didn't think this was gonna come up at all today, but you can actually ephemerate Lightning Skelemental to save it and hit them a second time with it. So in response to the instep trigger, you ephemerate, and then oh no, then on their instep, it's each instep, right? Yeah, never mind. I was thinking that for some reason you would save it in your upkeep off the rebound. That doesn't actually work. Glad I thought about it again for a second before embarrassing myself. Okay, we're probably just gonna sack Horizon Canopy end of turn. What do you think of Elesh Norn in Modern? That card's not close to playable. You just can't play five mana creatures that like don't impact the board, or you know, the card doesn't have any 5 mana creatures with no immediate impact. Almost exclusively are completely unplayable in Modern, including Elesh Norn. I will say that the card is very cool. Like I think that the design of Elesh Norn is sweet. I might even say I'm gonna take this up to 4. Well, yeah, we have another vial too. I might even say the design is sicko, but it is not a modern playable card. Could maybe just hardcast Fury. I think that holding up the Solitude for like a Nykthos Burning Tree Emissary turn was my thinking here. I think you know either are kind of fine. The 4-drop from Lord of the Rings lets you cast from the top of the library. Is that a spoiled card? It's not one I've seen. Yeah, I want to be able to kill this Kaheera, so I'm gonna play a Solitude here. Although, do we have lethal with Kaheera? I don't think so. We have, yeah, let's put our opponent to 2. As always, it's for Lucy. Thank you. I'm sure she appreciates it. Did we get Lord of the Rings spoilers? I literally don't even look at spoilers anymore. It's just like, or I don't know. Like I don't look at reprints. I only look at new cards. Has been my ooh, we could recommission Skelemental for lethal. Good hits. But yeah, we're currently in a timeline where you can say, did you see the Lord of the Rings card that lets you cast spells on the top of your library? I'm like, no, I didn't see that. I didn't know we had the spoilers, but I guess we didn't, actually. Okay, so let's get these recommissions out of here. Maybe we have to play 1. We could play 2 Fulminators, I guess. Don't really want to. Could play 1 recommission. This is a close hand. I like that we have Wispmare. I don't like that we can't cast our Voice. I don't like that we can't cast the Skelemental without a tribal land. Let's go to Mulligan. This hand seems way better. Way better. I am a little unsure. I think I probably have to put back Solitude because we're on the Mulligan. It's obviously pretty bad if they lead on Arbor Elf instead of Utopia Sprawl. And I guess what's a little bit awkward about Foundation Breaker against Sprawl is that it's turn 2 instead of turn 1. I'm going to put back just the Solitude, though. It would be a great 7-card hand. Yeah, I saw Punt's Amulet Titan Lotus field deck. Looked pretty interesting. I think people are trolling at the Lord of the Rings spoilers, but yeah, we'll see if that ends up not being true. There's the elf. Just let them have it, I guess. Hopefully they like go land Overgrowth and we can just Foundation Breaker Overgrowth. That'd be pretty cool. Uh-oh. I named Elf? No! I think I saw the... You're kidding. You're kidding. They boarded in the Torpor Orb. Spike, how do you beat Torpor Orb? Well, let me show you, chat. Let me show you. Did I name Elf again? No, you're kidding. How did I name Elf again? What's wrong with me? Literally, what's wrong with me? I just see the EL. I see the EL and I just snap it off. I literally just see EL. I'm like, I'm elemental deck. My brain's just clicking it. I don't what is wrong with me? Fuck. Okay, they got Eternal Witness, Kaheera. They can flash this back next turn. Sure would like to be able to play my 3/1 flyer here. But I also can't believe they boarded the Torpor Orb. They're supposed to Karn for it, surely. Surely they're supposed to Karn for it. Is there any reasoning behind players boarding in their main ranges for sideboard? Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense in this spot, I think. I think they're just, like, literally... Like, this is a misplay that we get super punished by. But, you know, I don't know. There could be a little bit more method to the madness. Is it 2 win more, just not great? I think 4-color Omnath is not a good card in this deck. You don't have fetch lands. Yeah, this is a rough start, huh? I don't know. I mean, this is like max tilt damage too. They could have multiple orbs. They almost 100% do not have multiple orbs in their deck. They're a Karn deck. They almost definitely are just like all Karn targets. Right. What a tough match, huh? Okay, listen. Even with fetch lands, Omnath is like not nearly as good with like it being the top of your mana curve, but you could play fetch lands. I think this deck is better off without the fetch lands. We talked a lot about that at the beginning of the stream. Just like with fetch lands, you have a much more painful mana base and it's less consistent. And the big trade-off is getting like one copy of Omnath is just I don't know, just not there. Okay, I play bad deck, stuck tech, and then here's the. Wait, we do have Lord of the Rings spoilers. This is from Plane Sculptor's Net, a link I've just clicked and it's not loading. I'm gonna close it. Although neither is this goldfish link. There we go. With fetch lands, could you play brought back over recommission? I wouldn't. You guys are also underestimating how bad the mana is with fetch lands compared to this mana base. I think it's a 5-color deck, you know. It's obviously something you can make work, but it's just going to be significantly worse in my opinion. Okay, up against Rhinos. Very happy to draw land number 3. I would love for them to dead gone my Thunderkin Awakener, and then I can fulminate, then I can recommission Thunderkin Awakener. Although we may just get got by, like, you know, the turn 3 Fulminator on the play against Rhinos usually is nice to slow them down, but they have the Caverns again. Okay, I think I saw you post this on Twitter. I play bad decks. I remember thinking I liked it. I remember thinking I wanted to play potentially Shadow Prophecy over Otherworldly Gaze, but I wasn't sure. Since Otherworldly Gaze, you know, lets you go fast. One big issue I have here too is like Persist on Protean Hulk doesn't do anything. Like obviously Footsteps on Protean Hulk is really nice, but Persist on Protean Hulk is just a speed bump, you know what I mean? So we're hoping to draw Risen Reef. Another Recommission. So I think I'm just going to go Fulminator Mage, blow up their Gemstone Caverns. I could blow up the Xander's Lounge and turn off Leyline Binding a bit easier. Let's probably go after that. And then I'm going to Solitude a Rhino token, block with the Awakener, recommission the Awakener, start blowing up lands, and hopefully draw out of this too. The Lord of the Rings leaks look fake. Okay, well, we'll just, you know, not look at the leaks like usual. Yeah, so this is the issue. The biggest problem with this deck, of course, is that persist on Protean Hulk is just, you're just putting a 6/6 unblockable into play, basically. 6/6 unblockable and hexproof from non-exile removal spells. Always just joking, right? I think it's tier 1. Appreciate you. So I'm not sure really how to fix that problem. You could play Bone Shards potentially over Otherworldly Gaze. You can play Bone Shards over Leyline Binding and not be on the domain mana base. Then you have like ways to kill your Protean Hulk, but that's the biggest issue I think I see with this this build at the moment. Oh, whoops. Need white mana. So we get to do the thing. Hope maybe I have Force of Negation. Okay. Is Scam considered a combo deck? Sam's mostly considered a mid-range deck. Oh, we can get back Solitude! Let's get back Solitude. Let's go! I forgot that this was also part of the equation. I think I want to get Solitude now. I forgot that this was all part of the equation. It didn't come up last night. We get to gain 3 life. We get stabilize so much better. Did you miss my deck techer in the queue? I'm currently doing a different deck tech, so if you redeemed for it, I may have missed it, but if a mod usually can help out. Post link in chat. Well, I'll get to yours next. Yeah, I'll say, like, for the most part, like, this is, like, a really good draft that I think has a lot of potential, and so, like, I'm mostly just giving you ideas with, like, potentially Shadow Prophecy or Bone Shards, and I think Otherworldly Gaze is kind of a weak link. It's a card I usually don't like very much, but maybe this is a version that has to go really fast. I'd be somewhat likely to want to play the 4th Archon of Cruelty, too. Damn it. Yeah, I thought about trying to build this mana base with Idyllic Range. The problem is, like, Idyllic Range and Risen Reef and Fulminator Mage are kind of hard to make work. What do I think of the Pauper format? I found the gameplay to be good. I used to like Pauper a lot, and I think Pauper has a very similar problem to Legacy in that the supplemental products influencing the set, I think are pretty negative impacts, like Initiative and Monarch being big players in that format is something I'm personally not a big fan of. I used to play a lot of Delver when Cruise was legal. I used to play a lot of Affinity and Pauper. Just played some Elves too. Thrilling, 15 months. Thank you. Okay, so those are my thoughts about decks. Again, so like usually for deck techs like this, like your list is like seems to be pretty tuned. Like you're in like the draft phase. There's like a little bit of feedback of directions you can go, but I'm not 100% sure. And I think that there's not too much wiggle room left either. Man, winning this game would be awesome. They do have lane number 3s, and they do have one more copy of Crashing Footfalls in their deck. Hopefully they don't have a Cascader. I am going to cast my Fury, kill a Rhino, block a Rhino. Maybe if we hit a land, we can also Harbinger this turn. Thank you, Doc. 5-color humans. Is this the only other one in the queue? Because if you see me in the middle of a deck tech, I'm not looking at the chat, so it's always maybe good to wait a minute or two. Okay, so unfortunately that's not an untapped land. I can't cast the Harbinger this turn. This other Footfalls is not coming down now. If they do Cascade, if they do Violent Outburst. What is this? They took 2 white mana. This must be a mistap. If it's a removal spell, surely they would have killed my Reef already. Maybe not. Honestly, this is fine. This is fine. Alright, okay, this is not just humans. This is Pyre of Heroes humans. Okay, you are, we were just talking about this concept, but my very first impression is that Blade Historian is one of these you're playing too many tutor target kind of cards. I think, again, Modern players play way too many tutor targets. Magic players play way too many tutor targets. I I think that in the Pyre of Heroes human shells, you really don't want to play more than one 4-drop. Okay, this is tough. I guess I'm probably supposed to just go Harbinger, Hardcast, Solitude. Second Risen Reef is really, really high upside, though. Second Risen Reef is really high upside. It's also really good if... Second Reef is really good if they have another removal spell. So let's play a Second Reef. Funky, thank you for the 14 months. Okay, thank you. Okay, then the hand. And then let's put that into the hand too, so we can just cast that. Elemental, and let me go ahead and Harbinger. I'm gonna get a Solitude. I see this new take on Stoneforge from Grand Forge to 4th place. I'll maybe take a look in a second. Hold on. Got deck text in the queue. Yeah, so again, I think you want exactly one 4-mana human in the Pyre of Heroes human shell. That can be Yawgmoth. If you play Yawgmoth, you could also play a Hapatra, but then Hapatra is kind of a weak card. Oh, I guess I get Flickerwisp, actually. Yeah, I'll get Wisp. Hapatra is kind of a weak card, so it's not one I'm like particularly excited about registering either. Ooh, Ephemerate is great. Pick up. And this is kind of what I was talking about this morning. Like, I after playing this deck last night, I just kind of forgot how crazy this deck is. Oh, and we hit Solitude. Awesome. So now we're even insulated against like another Violent Outburst. This deck is just crazy. It just does so much. Thoughts on the Stoneforge package over Heliod Ballista and Red White Recommission? I would rather play Heliod Ballista, but you could play Stoneforge package instead and just be like one thing is like your idyllic Granges like don't really do any, or you know maybe you could still just play Fair Grange, I guess. But I liked having the combo finish. Okay, and they have more Footfalls coming down off Suspend, but we are maybe just gonna actually just beat all 4 Crashing Footfalls. I think Solitude this now. We may be able to find 4th Solitude. Don't mind 3rd Reef at all. That's not too bad either. Okay, and so yeah, moving back to the deck tech here. I think that I've seen a lot of people play Whirler Rogue. And that's a good way to like both get a big board and give like a big creature unblockable. I think I would just play that and no Blade Historian, no Yawgmoth, and play a 3rd Extraction Specialist instead, since Extraction Specialist is your real like value card with Pyre, just being able to sack a 2-drop, get Extraction Specialist, get back Lieutenant, or whatever 2-drop you sacked. That's the real value I think you have. Playing Avacyn's Pilgrim seems fine. Avacyn's Pilgrim is fine. It's better with the Pyre of Heroes. I'm not in love with it. Oh, you need to play 4 Esper Sentinel. In humans, 4 Esper Sentinel is mandatory. So I'd be pretty interested in going like maybe -2 Linvala, 2 Avacyn's Pilgrim, 4 Esper Sentinel. It's not in my opinion just not a question. 4 Esper Sentinel. I like 4 Sanctifier at the moment. I like the Dawnbreaker Clerics. Oh yeah, I want this in the main. I like the Lorien a lot. I might play 2 Loriens. I don't know if I like Graveyard Trespasser that much. I might play the 2nd Lorien over the first Graveyard Trespasser. Peacekeeper I think is kind of dopey as well. I'd be more interested in Kitesail Freebooter for like a disruptive effect if that's something you even wanted. But you need a Burnington Forge. Oh, I guess you're not playing Ranger Captain. Okay. That's mostly just me. Maybe play 3rd Containment Priest. I'd probably be inclined for like 3rd Containment Priest. Alright, here, Riders of Gavony is really cool. I think it's probably not like really where you want to be though. Okay, so my Flicker was dying. Lets me Thunderkin Awakener back the Wisp and get rid of a Rhino token here. Will you try Bant Vial instead of Coco? I don't think so. I think Coco is way better. I don't think playing the 3rd Reef is greedy. I think it's fine. Said the greedy man, I guess. Is there Hostage Taker? I sure hope not. There wasn't. That card's not very good, though. Alright, so I want to draw that. Why don't we flicker the Leyline? Guess that's better. Although they do get the leyline back in a turn. Oh my gosh, well. Listen, we don't gotta worry about anything here. We don't have to worry about anything. I think now with this like embarrassment of riches, I'm gonna just target a rhino. I guess I should have killed this before blocks. Doesn't really matter. They even just take it. Okay. Sad to pitch a Ephemerate. May need to worry about decking. I think this is a... Is this not a May ability? No, it's not. Wow. To deck myself would be an honorable way to go out. I think they cast all four. They cast all four Crashing Footfalls that game, right? They cast all four Crashing Footfalls. Oh yeah, I saw this list. I mean, this list, like, I remember Thunderstriker won a challenge with a deck super similar to this, like right after MH2. I mean, the thing is, like, everything's really open. I don't know if it's probably a deck that's a little worse than Murktide though. Okay. Yeah, on the draw, I think we just go out the Fulminators, in the Furies, and a Wispmare. Maybe I'll play one Foundation Breaker over one Skelly. And then on the play, we'll probably play the Skelly. Yeah, I thought we were going to lose that game too. We definitely drew pretty well to get out of that. But this deck's been really crazy. This deck's been really crazy. It's been really good. Okay, the Ephemerate Solitude. It's an important thing to have. We should keep this, I think. Wisp is also pretty good in the matchup. When it's on a mold of 5, don't mind that. What elementals about Vial and Pyre? I think you'd have interesting as you with Awakener, Vesperlark, Voice. Yeah, so you would basically be playing Pyre over Recommission. People have done that in the past. It's been fine. I really, really like Recommission. Like the fact that beyond just the synergies with like Thunderkin Awakener, Fulminator Mage, whatever. The fact that this deck is it's just a Risen Reef deck, right? Like you're like just completely built around Risen Reef. And you just get to reef and they kill it. You get to recommission the reef, and it's just, I think that's just more important than Pyre, which is slower, and you know you have to sack a creature instead of getting back your creature. Okay, don't really mind the ice here since I don't have a 2-drop. Reef an MH2 card. Reef is, yeah, it's a core set card, I think. Yeah, they're gonna cascade in the Torpor Orb. Let's see what we draw. I guess we're gonna play that. I think it's somewhat likely we get Violent Outbursted, but then we can go Solitude Ephemerate. The new Mommy Morn is not modern playable? No. As a general rule of thumb, any 5-mana creature that does not impact the board is not modern playable. Or can be killed without getting you any value. Most 5-mana creatures are not playable. Solitude's a 5-mana playable creature. It's like, the list is like Solitude, Mole Drifter, Titania is like fringe playable. Like, Titania's crazy card. Titania is so much more powerful than Elishnorn. Almost 4 mana, although you could play like a 5-drop a lot of time. Yeah, Fury too. So, Fury, Solitude, Titania, Muldrifter, Golos, sure. Yeah, the list of playable modern cards is really, 5-mana creatures is really low. Wave Sifter, sure. Isn't Solitude a 3-mana creature? Muldrifter a 3? I don't know. Yes, kind of. If you want to actually, then yes. I'm gonna attack here. If they have Violent Outburst, it's not ideal, but I also don't really just want to sit back and do nothing. And they only have 1 card in their hand, so I think being scared of monsters in the closet is not correct. I'm gonna put Thiki here in my hand too. Average Joe, 2 months ago, thank you. Ave. Actually, Fury is a 0 mana creature. But that's kind of the point, right? Like you hardcast these cards, but the fact that they have the alternate cost to be cheaper is a big part of the reason why they're playable. And Elish Norn is not really close, really. Okay, I think I'm going to play the Kaheera here so that I can trade Solitude for a Rhino if they did top deck the Violent Outburst. Okay, that's fine. Maybe Norn is good. Elish Norn is not a playable modern card. This is the new Elish Norn is not close to something you should put in your modern deck. It's not close. If you're trying to build a competitive deck, you can, you know, against the odds it if you want, but it's not close. Yeah, pull tops for all 5 colors right now. Okay, let's go ahead and just cast this. I think I'm... Oh, no, sorry. I don't want to save this. Let me actually just say no to the Vial. I'm just going to recommission the stupid Kaheera. So no, people keep saying that the leaks are super fake. I'm inclined to believe that. Fake leaks have been a bit more common lately too. There was like, I remember there was like a 3 mana Elish Norn leak that everyone was like really convinced was real. Now this trades for a Rhino. You don't want to ice on my upkeep and give me a voice token? Yeah, but we also just don't talk about leaks on the channel. Listen, chat, there are so many Magic spoilers. There are so many Magic spoilers right now. You want leaks? You want to like look at leaks too? You want to have to sift through the leaks in addition to sifting through the normal Magic spoilers? Who has time? Who has time to look at the leaks? Okay, so they have Rhino coming down next turn, so I want to be able to hardcast Fury. We can just attack for 4 and pass. You have time to watch the stream? Well, there's... you watch the stream. Watch the stream. Watch the stream, look at the, you know, spoilers later. Do I want to flicker the binding? It's kind of weird. Okay, just recommissioning all day, every day, I guess. So if I flicker the binding on their instep, it's going to come back on my instep. And probably just get rid of the same Solitude, if I'm being honest. Get rid of Fury. Yeah, I think I just flicker a token. And hopefully draw Risen Reef. Yeah, I'm just trying to debate like between... I mean, this gains them 4 life also. I think this is better. And then we kill the Fury, I guess. They don't really have a good attack. They're pretty behind on life. Any interest in Vintage Cube? I love Vintage Cube. I think it's back now. I'm not sure if it is or not. I love Vintage Cube, but this is a constructed stream, you know. Like I don't play Magic for a living. I brew and innovate in Modern for a living, and we may do some cube drafts like at the end of like a normal stream, but it'll be like in addition to the normal content instead of replacing it. We lost to Mono Green Devotion. They brought in their Torpor Orb Karn tutor target, and it got me pretty bad. Glad to have my basic planes in play at the moment. I'll leave this on 3. Okay. We'll recommission the Kaheera. Now this being a 4/4 Devil Striker lines up pretty well against their board. And then I think I'm just Flamekin Harbinger for Wispmare. Another Furies may be correct. They have to chump block here, though. Yeah, I think I just get a Wispmare. Kaheera's so good in this deck. Do a night chill stream? Yeah, maybe nighttime cube sometime, like 1 or 2. I'm down, but again, my main point is, I just, you know, I can't afford to just do cube streams all day. I'm also practicing Dark Souls no-hit runs, which is very important. Super important. Like, you know, stretching my legs a little bit and trying some variety content is worth investing the time in. Oh yeah, they are playing Binding and Blood Moon. I don't think I've ever seen that. Now that you mention it, I also I just blew past it. Yeah, we did an Elden Ring stream. We did I think we did 2 when it came out. We did a God of War stream also when it came out. So it's nice. It's fun just to do every once in a while. Like any cube content will be nice, like in additional type stuff. But at least for the Dark Souls stuff feels a little bit different to me, where I maybe supposed to hold this to Violet next turn and trigger the Reef, although it's probably somewhat marginal. So the big difference to me is, like, instead of just like casually picking up one of these games for a day, it's a bit different, where instead I'm like doing a lot of active off-stream practice, and I'm, like, again, very, very actively trying to work on learning this game. Alright, Aether Vial is pretty nice to have access here. Hopefully they don't have Kolagon's command. And, you know, I'm treating it like the magic content with the off-stream practice, you know. Am I planning on going to Hunter Burton? I wouldn't miss Hunter Burton. I've been to like the last 6 or something. I'm excited for no hit run stream. Is it scheduled? No, so it's just gonna be ready when it's ready. So I'm not sure exactly when that'll be. I think I'll know it when it is. But my general plan is to be practicing for this month, and then next month, hopefully the stream will be ready. Ooh, that is a really good pickup. Okay, we only have 1 basic planes in the deck. We have answers to Blood Moon post board. I think we're just passing here. Any love with Bloodwater Entity for looping your Ephemerates with Risen Reef? No love. Pretty win more card, and a bit better, I suppose, that you have Recommission, but still a bit win more. They have a Undying spell. Man, they even get to get the Elemental token. We can Fury their Fury. Won't be in the worst shape. Honestly, like, if the Blood Moon's not in play, we're in really good shape here. But, you know, sometimes there's a Blood Moon in play, I guess. Still have Kaheera, also. Leave this Vial on 3. Oh. Huh. So that could let me flicker the Blood Moon for a turn. And then untap, recommission something. Alternatively, I could just flicker the token. Is Croaky's the Lionel Messi of deck building? What it mean? I'm the nothing of anything. I am the guy who downloaded OBS one day. That is my claim to fame. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna flicker the Wisp, or flicker the Fury. And then I think trading for the Goblin Shaman is. Oh no, bad. I want to Fury. I want to Fury these two. And then this can get Vigilance with my Kaheera. Okay, that's fine. Probably immediately drawing to planes now. And then I'll have a 4/4 double strike, which beats their 3/3 double strike. With my Kaheera, presumably this turn I could draw like another Fury or Thunderkin Awakener maybe. I can attack with both. This is for 12, put them to 2 unless they chump block. Sitting up straight. They got no cards in their hand. Yeah, I'm the guy that watched Queen's Gambit from start to finish. Wow, what a game. What a game. That was awesome. Okay, so I want the Wispmare. I think I maybe with one mare and just the mare. At the end of your turn, 2 months, thank you. Alright, by just their mare, I mean not, no Foundation Breaker. And I think I'm going to go up on Fury, play like 1 Endurance. Good username at the end of your turn. Thank you. Yeah, the deck has been surprisingly resilient to Blood Moon. Obviously, you'll get got by it sometimes, but Aether Vial is good against it. You have a decent number of red cards. You have a plane, so you can't fetch for, and you have a Wispmare. Is Skelemental Pet include? No, it's a good tutor target. It's a loop with Thunderkin Awakener. It's good with Recommission. I would actually be playing more copies of Skelemental if black mana wasn't an issue. So like, what's cool about this mana base is you have tribal lands and you have white lands for Ephemerate and Recommission, and every single black card that you add makes your mana base worse by like a pretty significant margin, in my opinion. Just playing one copy is fine. I don't think it really costs you that much to play the first copy, but I do think those additional copies actually do cost you a lot. Let's keep this. Let's put back a Cavern. But yeah, I don't usually include pet cards, or like just because I don't include fun ofs. I don't play pet cards. I play cards because I think they're correct to include. We don't do that here. Usually do have the Solitude Ragavan in this spot. I might take the hit though. I'm on a mulligan. This Recommission's really good. And then the Voice of Resurgence locks down the Ragavan pretty well next turn. Yeah, I'll just take the hit. If they blood me, it was good game 3. You do it constantly? Well, I don't know. I don't think that's true, actually. I don't do it for the sake of them being pet cards. I do it because I'm trying to innovate. Don't always succeed. If I was able to include it with cards with Manic cut, you'd probably go down on Fulminators. You'd probably just switch the Fulminator Skelemental split, potentially. Although I think the Fulminators are maybe better with Recommission, and they're both good with Recommission. But I think the thing is, like, Skelemental's just better with the Awakener. But if you Recommission Awakener, you can get back Solitude, and you can get back... You can get back Fulminator. So I guess I'm going to be solituding this in response to the Undying. I don't love. What card is not playable in Modern, but you wish is? Don't really dwell like that, I guess. There's probably one or two, but that's, you know, I'm like, I don't spend my time posting on Reddit longing for Snapcaster and Cryptic Command. My answer is Jade Avenger. I think it's I like the Jade Avenger's not playable. Well, not a hard turn this turn. Opponent has a removal spell. They're not supposed to use these treasures for the removal spell. They're supposed to use their mana on their turn. They're getting a little impatient, I think, if they're casting it. Elves. I'm snorting the copium on elves, I guess. A lot of times too with the Brews and Plans stream, like I know they're not like gonna be an amazing deck. I know they're not going to be like super competitive, but like there's something there with them, if that makes sense. So like the Ave deck is like a really good example where that deck does some really, really powerful things, and that deck is really, really close to like, you know, getting there or whatever, in my opinion. And so like, ooh, been pretty good actually. Blocks their board really well and kills the reflection. And so like a lot of times like when I play these decks, it's mostly like to show off the idea there, and then like later down the line if a new card gets printed or if we can figure out a card that we missed, then it's not a May! It's not a May ability! Let's go! then we can get the job done later. Let's go. That's sick. All right, love to draw Aether Vial. It's not a May ability. So, notably, if this makes Thunderkin Awakener a pretty good draw, because this buffs Thunderkin Awakener's power, and you can get back Solitude or Voice next turn.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Inspiring Spike.
Yeah, so we have to draw... Is it only... I guess we could draw Voice, maybe. Voice, Thunderkin Awakener, Risen Reef into Flamekin Harbinger. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game to win. Okay, so play this block here. I guess we could just chump block the Fury. Chump block Fury, and then... Do we tutor Awakener? Hold on. Why is this not... Oh, this is not an elemental, so I have to use the Vantages. Marv, 10 months, thank you. Yeah, if only Fury was not a May ability, huh? Honestly, it'd be way more balanced if it was. if it wasn't. We need both of their cards in hand to be lands, and the fact that they're sacking their Polluted Delta makes it a little less likely. Oh, Flickerwisp per Fury. Yeah, that's definitely the line if we get to survive. Yeah, it's not, we don't get to survive. That would have been an awesome line, though. Okay. Go to game 3. I don't think I'm changing anything on the play. I could play a Skelly on the play. I think my build's pretty good, though. Time is an illusion, indeed, indeed. Do we want Endurance? We have an Endurance. I don't think Endurance is amazing against them. Like, Endurance is like an okay blocker for Ragavan, and it can trade with a non-+1 countered Fury, but doesn't really block anything else super well, and the Shuffle ability is only good against like them like turbo scamming Grief on or Fury on turn 1. That's not good against Grief turn 1. Unique with the gifted sub. Thank you, thank you. Let's see if my headphones are charged. Okay. There's a 2-drop elemental for Bo who can fill your yard. Can he combo with Recommission? I don't think there's room for that card. Someone on Twitter suggested it last night. The 2-mana 1/1. Look at the top card. If it's a land, put it into your hand. If it's not, put it in the graveyard. That card's really weak. It's like, it's just like, it's usually gonna be a 2-mana 2/2. Don't really want to put that card in my deck. No Lucy today. She's still, I think, asleep with Esther. Alright, like this hand. Hopefully this Vial survives. Don't know how many disenchants they're gonna have post board. But great to draw land. But you, as Aether Vial players, keep hands like this and then don't complain. Yeah, don't complain. You get what you get. Yeah, get what you get. You did more Reflecting Pools. The Reflecting Pool is a very delicate card. So like, I wish I could play like 12 Reflecting. No, sorry, not that many. But like, so the Reflecting Pool is nice if you draw a tribal land to fix for your white mana. It also, I mean, it'll basically always tap for white, but it can be awkward to draw Reflecting Pool and like Razorverge Thicket and then have all red cards, you know. You could play one more though. I consider a single Exotic Orchard. Doesn't an Exotic Orchard give your opponent something? Add 1 mana of a color a land the opponent controls could produce. Yeah, that don't ever play that card. I think. I don't know. Don't play that card. What are you talking about? Imagine my opponent was on the play and could Thoughtseize this Vial, huh? What happened to Tron? It's a combination of a few different things. The biggest one, I guess, being like its best matchup. The Yorion deck is no longer very viable. Okay, if I just draw a red source, we're in good shape. Okay. No red source quite yet. Love for them to not take my Awakener. Oh, that's actually good for me because I can just Fury this after Awakener, Risen Reef. They can't block. Guess I'm still vialing. Can also cast this Witness now. Any hot modern takes? Not today. The hot take factory is closed today. Sure, we're supposed to play Voice before Fury, just in case we see a different red card we want to pitch. But with 2 Harbingers, I don't think that actually exists in the deck, I guess. Make sure to stack the triggers correctly here. Is where the evoke resolves after the 4 damage. Pretty good turn. Pretty good turn. I imagine my Thunderkin Awakener is not super long for this world. That's okay. All good things must come to an end. It was me with the deck tech. Explosives on 2. I can Flickerwisp this. Game over, man. Game over. I could get greedy and I could Harbinger for another Reef and just try to find a land off of a bunch of triggers. Okay, I could definitely Flamekin Harbinger. But let me resolve the... No, we'll just get like another Voice of Resurgence. Oh, sorry, I actually stuck the triggers wrong. I would have had the land though. Okay, so now I can go get Risen Reef, cast Wisp, get Risen Reef, File and Reef. Good luck, opponents. How about another one? But why not Flickerwisp EF2? Yeah, I said that I said as soon as they cast the explosives I was gonna flicker it. I don't know why y'all didn't think that was my plan.
What's up? It's me.
Surely someone heard me say as soon as that explosives got put in play I was gonna flicker it. Maybe I didn't. So this looks like Caleb's Bitter Reunion Creativity deck. It's a deck I think is pretty cool. Alright, let's go crazy here. Yes, we have a land to play, so we can put that into play tapped. Ooh, Recommission. So we'll be recommissioning the Awakener, probably. I'm just going in on the Reef, so I could like win the game, but this is also winning the game. Well, I can't actually win the game this turn, probably. My goal here is, of course, to deal as much psychic damage to my opponent as possible here, so that the next time I face them, they're incredibly demoralized. I can actually get back Solitude for more damage. That's maybe better than the 1 extra card from getting back Reef. Okay. Solitude was enough for them. Okay, so we are 3-1. 4-0 by league, 5-0 by league last night. Lost only to the powerful mono green Ooze Storm deck. Let's get a 4-1 prediction going, and then I can take a closer look at this deck. Alright, I can keep the 1-land Vial hand. Really wish I was on the play, though. I could see third Terminate over the Rakdos Charm. I usually feel like the oh no, my opponent skipped their first turn. Wow, I really wish I was on the play. My wish was I really wish I was on the play. Sometimes I pass back here, but I have to go to discard if I pass back, so I'm not going to. I really wish I was on the play, I said. I got my wish, and I have an extra card, too. Wow. Katria Triumph, just like match number 1. Pretty good draw. Painful hand, I guess. A little bit of pain never hurt anybody, I guess. Doesn't make any sense. Wait, is this the same opponent? No, it's not the same opponent, but it is Scape Shift again, it looks like. So I think I'm gonna get either Skelemental or Fulminator. I think I get the Skelemental since I have the Awakener to go with it. Obviously, I'm not thrilled that I can't cast a 3-drop this turn, but probably not a game to complain about anything at the moment. Voice is also pretty good with Skelemental, where if they kill it, you get a big token. Okay, take up the Vial. Attack my opponent for 4. Pass the turn. Don't think we're sacking a Canopy here. Be great to draw a land. We could cast Risen Reef, cast Skelemental. See how good my opponent's hand is. Did y'all know Brotherhood End deals damage to planeswalkers and creatures? I was playing a deck with Ren. I can't remember what deck it was. I think it was all.
It's B, your friend.
With Ren and small creatures, and Brotherhood End killed the dealt 3 damage to my Ren and stopped it from ultimating too. All right, let's just do this. I might sack a Canopy. I probably shouldn't. Yeah, a very, very good card at the moment. The best case scenario is they kill my Skelemental pre-combat, and then I get a voice token, and I get to bring back the Skelemental with Awakener. Yeah, Brotherhood is really good. I mean, it's just like, finally Murktide has a better sideboard card against Hammer. That's the biggest impact. Never thought I'd see the day of... I've played some Skelementals. I don't know. I don't usually like dopey Rakdos decks, but... Let's go with Awakener. Let's go with Recommission. Triggers Reef, pitches to Fury. Opponent deep in the tank, I guess. Opponents. I guess this is what they are apologizing for. But listen, they gave me the free turn. We can do with a little bit of patience.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Inspiring Spike.
All right, so they're letting me get a voice token, presumably. 1 damage to both of these.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Inspiring Spike.
So, okay, I kind of want to sack this for a red source.
It's me, your friend, Inspiring Spike.
Because if I find a red source, if I really want to find a red source in the top 2 to be able to cast this. Okay, awesome. Awesome.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Inspiring Spike.
So now I think I'm getting a Fulminator.
What's up? It's me, your friend.
Would a
Inspiring
simple
Spike.
Mardu build of Skelemental and Recommission with Grid Mage cards like Pyro and Runes be available?
What's up? It's me, your friend Inspiring Spike.
Okay, I think for the most part, you're wanting to like just play Unearth in that kind of shell. Unearth Skelemental decks have existed for a while. They've always been a little dopey, I'd say. Teensy tiny, bit dopey. I think we're pretty likely to have lethal this next turn. Whoa, they're not killing. I guess they can't afford to give me the voice token. Okay, so I cast Awakener, get back a Skelemental, Vial and a 3-mana creature. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 5 total creatures. So this will be a 5/5 plus the 6/6 Lightning Skelemental. They block that, and then they take 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I need to reef. Not really danger of dying to Scape Shifts, so I guess I'm reefing. I could also find a Solitude or Fury or something. Oh, well. Everything I say gets just summoned so far. I mean, I still have to find a white card, but... okay, things are going well today, huh? I guess I could find a different white card. Just, I even like wish to be on the play this game, and that happened. I guess that's one of my 3 wishes. I wish to be on the play. I wish to, I wish to find a white card. I wish to find a Solitude. I probably should have wished for something else. Just trying to max punish the doubters, I guess. I think last time I played this matchup, I brought in a Wispmare for a Solitude. I'm assuming this is still Scape Shift. I get a breathe rate strip too. My nose is a little stuffed up. Oh yeah, and the red land. Okay, going into game 2. Got lands and spells. We'll keep this. Trying to join Andrea's No Mulligan Club. It's not sticking. Probably the best we're gonna get. I think I need to get a reef. It's gonna be a dead Harbinger. Looks like it probably. Rin 6 pretty good against my Risen Reef, I suppose. Maybe we'll just draw Recommission. It's gonna kill the voice, then ping it. Sure. 5 cards in their hand. Haven't played a land yet. Other Steam Vents. Untapped. I mean, they could have ice here, but it's my opponent's also like just been they're clearly double queuing IRL with something, so hard to like actually say that they definitely have ice. I think they're just as likely to just be stuck something. They clearly have something though because they shocked, so it could be fire ice. Could be fire ice. Wacko, thank you for 9 months. Appreciate you. Drew Thunderkin Awakener. I think I just play Reef this turn and then, because I think my opponent's very likely to have a removal spell here. So they can either remove the Reef, or they can ping the Reef, and then next turn I'll have enough mana to. Or sorry, I'll be able to Thunderkin Awakener, attack the Ren for 2 damage with the Reef and the Awakener, presumably with the removal spell out of the hand. I think that's better than like Harbinger, then they removal spell the Harbinger, and then I just have this Reef in my hand, but then the Ren 6 is at 2 loyalty, if that makes sense. Okay, Dryad. I could maybe find... If I draw a white card... Okay, so I guess we're gonna go... Play Secluded Courtyard. Awakener. Get back Reef, get back Harbinger, kill this Rin 6. Presumably they're gonna block one of my Harbingers. Oh no, I stacked the trigger wrong. That's okay, I'm still gonna get the Wispmare. Just missed out on the card. Harbinging for Fury, then Reef into it. I think Wispmare is better since I don't have to pitch a card. And Fury doesn't have flash, so I can't do it in combat. I could have, I guess, Harbingered for a white card. I could have Solituded the Dryad in combat. And kept both Harbingers. That's maybe better. As it stands, though, I think we're in really good shape. They only have one card in their hand. We got a lot of lands in play. Still have an Awakener to get back the Reef, hopefully. See how bad missing that card matters. Waka Joe, think of the 9 months again. Oh, sorry, I think I already said that. Why not name Elf? Oh no. What is wrong with me? Yesterday I was tuned in, focused, because I got to sleep more than like 7 hours. I mean, 7 hours is still a lot of sleep, but don't usually have like that restful of a night, let's be honest. Guess I could sack the Canopy pre-combat. Well, they iced instead of fired. Why? They're not like one land away from Scape Shift. I think I'm just gonna still get a Reef though. And this is kind of the thing about playing too many tutor targets in this deck. You just get Reef every single time. You just get the Reef. I'm gonna leave up white mana for Ephemerate. Obviously, there's just exceptions, but why no? I'm not. We don't have fetch lands in this deck. That's not a good card in this deck. Not getting a Fulminator. I can get a Fulminator next turn with the Harbinger. I'm not dead to Scape Shift this turn, so I don't really feel like I need to get a Fulminator. I can get Harbinger back and then Fulminator next turn. I can double Fulminator now. We must feel bad. We are 2-0 against Blood Moon decks today. With Blood Moons in play. I think we got by. No, we won that first time actually. It can definitely get you, but you're an Aether Vial deck. You got a lot of red cards. You have answers to it with some elementals. Pillage that draws a card is a bit better. Ooh. I think I go after the Valakans. I could go after the blue mana. Four and 1, losing only to the powerful mono green Storm Devotion Ooze deck. A noble deck to lose to. Also trophied my league last night, 9 and 1 overall. To make some changes between leagues, but feeling good about the deck so far. Feeling good to run it back as well. Didn't open up anything. Although I had a friend when Painseer came out, he bought a playset of foil Painseers for $25 each. And we were broke too. Broke students. No, same with Steelseeker's not an element.